on putting the dome light in, now you have to run your dome light. So we're going to cut that wire. We're going to run our wire just like this. Okay? We're going to bring it over our beam. That way it's going to hold it up while we're putting it together. We're going to come across our beam just like this. Nice and easy. We'll go ahead and put a couple wire ties to hold that in place so it won't fall down. Because a lot of this work that you're going to do is going to be one-man operation, and you won't have your friends around or your wife to help you like I have today. So you got to kind of put your mind to work and figure out the easiest possible way to do this by yourself. Now we're ready to install our panel. Now what I do is I go ahead and use self-tapping screws, if you can see that. Okay, and I use the hex nut because they're a lot easier and they won't strip out as you're putting them in. But before I do that, I get my magic marker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magic marker and I'm going to make a mark, because once I put that in there, I won't remember where those were for our headliner. And I'm going to make a mark right here. I'm going to go all the way around and make a mark. And I'm going to make sure that I can see it, because that's going to tell me where our headliner brackets that I installed are going to end. The front half of our headliner shell. Now, there might be trimming required. Let's hope there's not. The front should fit in pretty well. And when you get your headliner panel, there's going to be a rough side and a smooth side. Always make sure the smooth side is showing and the rough side's not. See, this is a smoother side here. It's shiny, and you got the back side, which is the rough side. So I'm going to take my headliner shell and I'm going to lightly set it in there, just like so. This is a lot easier to do if you don't have the steering column and shifter in the way. I see that this is going to require some trimming. Okay, get that down in there. We're going to have to trim this up a little bit. Actually, it fits pretty good. If you look, it's overhanging over here. So what I got to do is I got to trim these corners out because the corners are hitting. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those, just like that. Because what it's doing, it's hitting our. And then I'm going to take it out. And the sides look like they're fitting good. It's just the front. And if you see here, I have a brace that I made. It's a adjustable hood brace, whatever, that I use for various things in the shop. And if you don't want to go ahead and make one of those, it might be wise to have two people to do this. So I hold it with my head. I take this down. I'm going to take it out of the car. While it's in the car, instead of taking it all the way out, I'm going to go ahead and be careful and just trim it in the car to save me time. And that's another reason it's handy to have small, compact, precision tools. So I'm going to cut this out, this corner. And you want to make sure you keep all your small pieces of fiberglass, because we might glue them back on later. So I keep my saw handy, and we test fit it in there one more time. And it's a wise idea to have two people helping you, because this is a pain in the butt. To try to do it yourself, but I've done so many of them that I'm used to doing it. So. Okay, let me get it all lined up in there. See my insulation sticking out a little bit. So get it. There we go. Get it all the way over there. To that side. And then we're gonna. And I still see it's hitting right here in the corner. If I can see my marker. I see that this side's nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead And it's still a little tight right here, see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually trim this off with my saw, but I'm going to do it while it's in the car right here instead of take it out. Because we need to have this all the way up to here, and once I get it up here, you'll notice that if you look right here, that's starting to get even. So I take my saw, and if you don't have one of these braces or something of the sort, I would not do this. I would take it out. So now I'm going to take my rubber mallet. I'll make sure our stand is in there nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and tap it in there. If I'm looking at it, it's moving up. I still got enough room over here to tie in my other piece. And you want to be wearing gloves with this, because if that thing snaps, there we go. If you look right there, you'll see the headliner is fitting in very, very good. It's nice and tight. I'm going to take my saw. It's kind of a little bit tight right here. I'm going to go ahead and take my saw. I'm going to trim that up. There's that. Now I come over to the other side. Watch that camera, I don't want that dust on it. I see right here, it's the same thing. Stand back, buddies. Right here, don't worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and screw my front section in. I see through the light here that it's looking really good. So it's all insulated. Let me go ahead and screw that in. Just like that. Once you get it all screwed in there, except for the back, you can go ahead and take your rod out of the car. And then go ahead and put several more screws along the back I-beam. And it should be nice. Now, more than likely, the customer is going to have another headliner piece put over this with his material on it, just like you have in a brand new car. So you don't have to get real fancy. Even if you accidentally cut it too big, don't worry about it. If you have a good upholstery man, he's going to make a headliner shell anyway for it, and you won't have to worry about it. This is Pete, SouthwestRodandCustom.com. You can call me at 972-420-1293. Enjoy what you're doing on your Street Beast car. Don't let anybody discourage you. If you do it right, it'll be tight. See you on the next one.